I bought this console for £5. The volume button doesn't work, the reset button doesn't work, and the LED doesn't turn on either. Let's see if I can fix it.
Now, before we jump into the video, please subscribe to our channel and feel free to check us out on eBay at gamextc. You'll get valuable information on leveling up your video game hardware and software.
The first thing you want to do is unscrew the 6 screws located underneath the Mega Drive, and then you want to flip it over, take off the lid slowly and gently. So let's take a look at what's going on. The volume button seems to be broken. I see a bit of it still inside the console. There's a bit of paper masking the reset button, and then also there's a bit of the leg of the LED that's actually broken, hence why it's not working. So let's get to work. Carefully detach the LED from the Mega Drive. Push together the 2 clips of the power faceplate. This will allow you access to the LED so it can be removed. Remove the LED, and then we'll come back to this a bit later. Let's start focusing on the console. Using a Phillips screwdriver, you then remove the 8 screws or the 11 screws depending on which version of the Mega Drive you have. Again, depending on which version of the Mega Drive you actually have, you will then have to remove an additional 3 to 6 screws. So let's take a look at the reset button. As you can see, there's a lot of corrosion going on here, and someone thought putting paper over it will salvage it. Nah, don't think that actually works. But let's see what we can do. Considering that I do not have a donor board or a spare part, I'm going to see if I can salvage it one way or another. And if it works, fantastic, and if it doesn't, at least we tried. So let's start by desoldering the reset button. Let's take a closer look at this reset button. You can see that the leg's missing, there's some corrosion going on, so it needs to be nursed. Let's use a little bit of rubbing alcohol to see what we can do with the reset button and also the board. The first thing you want to do is to remove the reset membrane by using a flathead screwdriver, but be careful, you do not want to puncture the membrane, so just take your time. Once removed, you can use a Q-tip with rubbing alcohol to clean inside the reset button, and you can also use it to clean inside the rubber membrane. You can also give the board a bit of a rub down as well. Once you're happy with the clean, it's time to put the rubber membrane back into the reset button. Now, I warn you, this is very finicky and it will take a bit of time. To help me, I use tweezers just to lift the lip of the reset button. You can use a flathead screwdriver. Whatever you use, you need to use something. I then squeezed the membrane back into the reset button and used a flathead screwdriver to wedge it into place. Finally, I got it back in, but in the process, I lost another leg of the reset button. Whoops. Let's see if we can resolve it. As a temporary fix, what I'm going to do is solder 2 wires to this reset button until I can get a replacement. Hopefully I can make contact with the metal and it sends a trigger. If this approach doesn't work, then the other alternative is drilling a hole where the missing legs are and soldering a wire to it. This will ensure that there's a good contact there and that shouldn't fail. Now that's done, let's put the reset button back into place and start soldering. Now let's move on to the case. We can see that the volume button needs a bit of attention. Also, we need to install this new LED. Why don't we go for something that's slightly different and it's not red? The parts that came with the machine, we may be able to just get away with gluing the volume button. It sounds crazy, but I think it will work. Whilst we wait for that to dry, let's install the LED. Now that's done, let's start putting everything back together and hope for the best. Now when connecting your LED, remember the long leg of the LED is positive and the red wire is also positive.